It was June 1st, 2019. The historical Madison Square Garden was sold out to watch the undefeated and unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua take on the unknown Andy Ruiz Jr., who was a 25-1 underdog and built like a bag of water. Joshua was on top of the world. With 21 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout, he was selling out football stadiums. He was originally scheduled to fight Jarrell Miller, but after Miller failed his drug test, it was time to find a new opponent. That's when Ruiz threw in his name and was offered the fight by Eddie Hearn. Ruiz already had a loss on his record when he lost to Joseph Parker in 2016 for the WBO title in a very close decision, but Parker would be a guy Anthony Joshua would beat by decision years later. Nonetheless, Ruiz was a perfect matchup to still give Joshua a good fight, but not that dangerous. But don't be fooled by his build, because he had crazy speed for a heavyweight. But the fight starts, and Joshua floors Ruiz in the third round, making it already look like it would be a fast night for Joshua. And well, it did end up being a fast night for him, in a bad way. Once Ruiz got off the canvas, he went on the offensive, as he staggered Joshua and returned the favor. That third round ended up being one of the best rounds boxing has ever seen. With 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in round 7, Ruiz knocked over Joshua once again with a combination of heavy punches. Joshua got back on his feet once again, but would end up getting floored for a fourth and final time, with 1 minute and 59 seconds left in the round. After spitting out his mouthpiece, the referee stopped the fight, and Ruiz shocked the world to become the unified heavyweight champion. Now it was Ruiz who was on top of the world, but unfortunately, he didn't know how to handle it. He spent a lot of money pretty fast, and did not train as much for the rematch. It sort of seemed like Ruiz was satisfied with that first win, and didn't have the motivation to continue his legacy. He would lose the rematch in a very dominant decision by Joshua, with two judges scoring about 118 to 110 and the other scoring a 119 to 109. But Ruiz ended up getting another payday and could have retired, but he decided to keep going. In May of 2021, he beat Chris Arreola by a lousy unanimous decision. Then a year later, he beat Luis Ortiz by decision, but he did score a knockdown and it was a much better performance, though his pay-per-view numbers were dwindling. During both of these fights, Ruiz decided it was smart to lose some weight, though I don't think it was. This could have been the reason why he couldn't get a stoppage in his last two fights. He also decided to leave Eddie Reynoso, which is historically a bad decision. 2022 would be the last time Ruiz would fight in 2 years due to a rotator cuff injury, but there were rumors of a potential Fury fight or a Wilder fight. We were very close to seeing Ruiz versus Wilder, with Wilder really trying hard to get the fight, but Ruiz would price himself out, so we never got the fight. Ruiz announced his return for August 3rd, 2024 to fight on the Terence Crawford vs Israel Madrimov undercard. He would end up fighting Jarrell Miller, and from the jump you can clearly see the inactivity in Ruiz. He was gassed by the third round, but it surprisingly went the full 12 rounds, resulting in a controversial draw, with many people thinking Miller did enough to win. In the post-fight interview, Ruiz showed us his broken hand, and I have to admit, it was a valid excuse for his performance. However, that will most likely lead to Ruiz sitting out for another year or two. So, Ruiz was a fan favorite due to his physique, due to just coming out of nowhere, and of course with Mexicans being very invested in boxing, Mexican boxing culture just so important to boxing history. I mean, obviously, he was a fan favorite, but unfortunately, he didn't take it as serious as he should have. He got that payday, he got that sugar rush, he got that high from the Ruiz win, and then didn't take it as serious, didn't continue that legacy. We see that a lot with boxers, but in the heavyweight division, when you get a chance like that, beat a guy like Anthony Joshua, who is prime peak Anthony Joshua, you gotta do everything you can to keep those belts. He did try to come back, fought Arreola and Ortiz, good fights, but he needed to stay more active. 2022 to 2024 hurt him. He should have fought Deontay Wilder. That performance against Jarrell Miller on the Terence Crawford undercard wasn't that good. I was definitely disappointed in that. Gassed, you could tell that inactivity got to him, but still, he was gassed in like the third or fourth round. Even though he was inactive for 2 years, I would expect him to get gassed around the 8th or 9th round, but that's definitely embarrassing. If he wants a title shot, alright, a guy like Usyk, a guy like Fury, whoever's coming up, you gotta be in shape. And I honestly don't think that we're gonna see Ruiz get that title shot again. I don't think we're ever gonna see a Ruiz like that again. But the whole point of this video was just to explain the rise and fall of Andy Ruiz Jr. I hope he comes back. I hope he does. I hope he gets another title shot. But that just shows, you get that high, you're on top of the world, you don't know how to control it, you never experienced something like that before, you don't have a right team around you, and you blow it. And that's what he did. Unfortunate news. But that's why I'm going to make this video. Explain it to you guys. Let me know what you guys think of Andy Ruiz Jr. Is he going to come back? I hope so. But let me know what you guys think. I'm out, guys. Peace.